This week in our kitchen, we are representing the Cornhusker state, Nebraska. Welcome back to 50 States, 50 Plates, where we are exploring America one plate at a time in the comfort of our own kitchen. So far, we've been to South Carolina, we've been to Texas, and this week we are going to Nebraska. And I heard y'all loud and clear, we have got to make Runzas. And if you're wondering if I'm going to be making the dough for Runzas, well, let me take you back to this morning. Everybody's working for the weekend. I'm working on the weekend. It is Saturday morning. However, this is the only time I had to film this particular thing. And we are cheating. I only had so much time to make sure that this was right. And I'm not a baker. And I have tried my hand at working with yeast before and failed miserably. So we ain't playing today. No ma'am, we ain't playing. Ta-da! So when we figured out that we were making Runzas, and then I figured out I was gonna have to make dough, I panicked a little bit, especially because of time constraints and just what we have going on in life and when I was gonna be able to film this. I read some comments somewhere on the internet that people had used Rhodes frozen dinner rolls for this, and they were able to manipulate them and make these little Hot Pocket type things, the Runzas. So I put in a grocery order for the Rhodes rolls, and my grocery store was out of them, but they gave me these and I looked them up. This is the Bridgeford Parker House style rolls dough. I looked it up and same concept. You just let them thaw and rise, and then you can manipulate them if you need to. So let the dough thaw in a warm place up to 100 degrees, free from drafts for 1 to 2 hours, or covered in a refrigerator overnight. Warm place. Well, seeing as how it's like 30 degrees outside, the lowest my oven will go is 170. So I just turned it on just to kind of warm it up a tad. I'm not gonna let it get up to 170. See what I'm saying? But then I can just put them in there. I'll turn it off, put them in there, and let them do their thing. Then it says step 3 to let them rise. Let dough rise until double in size for 2 to 3 hours. We're still gambling, okay? We're still gambling, but it's not as big of a gamble as me trying to work with yeast, because that's a hot mess or a cold mess, just depends. So I've got my baking sheet. We need 12 of these, and there's 24 in here, so half the bag. Oh, those are cute. Look at them. Okay, we need 12 of them. Is that enough dough? Oh, well, it is going to double in size, it did say, right? Oh, turn the oven off, Mandy. Cancel. Just kidding. It was already up to 140 degrees, so I'm gonna have to open it and let it air out for just a second. These guys are gonna hang out in here. It's warm, but it is not hot, so we're good. They're gonna hang out in there for a couple of hours. So it is much later in the day. Our dough has risen and fallen. I took it out of, it was sitting under the oven light, but I took it out and it's kind of fallen down, but that's okay. We're gonna roll this out here in just a few minutes. We need to start on the filling for our Runzas so it has time to cool down. So the first thing we need to do is chop up an onion. I've got a whole onion here that I'm just gonna run through my handy dandy dicer. I'm gonna go ahead and take this over here to the stove. I've got a really large skillet heating to about medium-high heat. We also need cabbage. Now, I've seen versions of this that uses sauerkraut, like the canned sauerkraut. And I thought about doing that, but more traditional Runza, it just uses cabbage. So we're going a little bit on the more traditional side, minus the dough. Be careful. Oh my word.
I like something magic's gonna happen when I come in here.
Well, oh, see, I don't think you got enough out.
Oh, we're gonna use this whole thing?
Well, we're gonna use a good bit.
We're gonna chop it right down the middle.
Okay. There we go.
You want me to keep chopping?
Yeah, look, you're already over there. Why don't you just handle that?
Well, I'll just
So just chop up, let's chop up half the head and kind of see where we're at.
Does it matter how we chop it?
No.
No.
I knew you were going to do it. Y'all, he makes fun of the way I say no all the time.
No.
How do I say it?
No. Oh, she hates that too.
It gets on my nerves. Even if I don't say it like that, he says no. All right, that's plenty of cabbage. We may not use the whole thing, but we used half of the head. So let's head over to the stove. All right, so we've got 2 pounds of ground beef going in. This is 85/15, so it's got a good bit of fat to it. Let's throw in our onion and let that cook with it. So when we were doing our research for this recipe, Stephen said, you know what a runza looks like? What'd you tell me it looks like?
Hot Pocket.
It does look like a Hot Pocket. And apparently runza is like the football food. If you go to a Cornhuskers game, everybody has runzas, especially in the winter when it's cold outside. That's what they have. So also, runza. Do y'all know about the runza? The runza is only called runza in Nebraska. Otherwise, it is known as bierock. I think that's how you say it. Don't berate me if that's wrong. It was a dish that was brought by German immigrants back in the 1800s. And then in 1949, Sally Everett opened the first Runza drive-in in Nebraska. And then she kind of coined that term. She called them Runzas. So that's why in Nebraska, they're known as Runza. Everywhere else, it's bierock, if I'm saying that right. Now that this is mostly cooked, let's add in some seasonings. I've got some salt, some pepper. And I think there's not one way to make this. I feel like whatever seasonings you want to add is good. Also, I meant to grab garlic powder. I'll do that in just a second. But anytime I'm cooking with ground beef, I like to add some Dove sauce. So I'm going to shake that up and add some of this in. I just do it till it feels right, you know?
Yeah.
Like my grandmother always said. And then we're also going to add in some smokiness with some smoked paprika. Let's stir all of that around. Oh, look, I seasoned my mixing chop. All right, I think all of our meat is good and seasoned, and it's also completely browned. So let's throw in our cabbage. Let's start with that much and see how we do. So let's let that hang out for a few minutes. Let that soften up. Then we'll remove this from the heat, and we're going to start working on that dough. And even though I didn't have to make the dough, I'm still nervous about working with it, because y'all know, anytime I've ever worked with dough, it's a comedy show. So hope you're here for the entertainment. Pop you some popcorn. It's going to be fun.
Welcome to Mandyinthemaking's comedy dough show. Dough show comedy? Never mind. No, never mind. I was trying to be funny and clever. It didn't work out.
It was funny, I promise.
Okay.
No. This man said it needs coriander, so he's putting coriander in there too. Who knew? You know, just till it feels right.
Yeah. Felt like it needed some coriander.
Well, there you go. Nebraska is also the birthplace of a very world famous drink. It is a colorful drink that kids and adults love. Do you know what that is?
Dun, 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 dun.
So this is done. I've turned off the heat. I'm going to also remove it from the heat and let that kind of cool down. And we're going to start working on this dough, y'all. I'm not excited. I'm smiling, but I'm not excited. I'm nervous. So I'm going to flour the countertop a little bit. And I'm going to be honest with you. I may have let these sit in there for too long because I put them kind of early and it's much later in the day now. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's a little hard. It's a little dry on top. We're going to have to try and work with it. But let's see what we can do. These are going to be very small. It is going, but let me tell you, these are going to be a lot smaller than I kind of hoped or thought in my mind. So we have way too much filling. I can already tell you that, which is not a bad thing. I can just put that filling in the fridge. When it's your first time trying something, you just don't know until you know. So we've got two of them kind of spread out. And let's put some filling on here and see what we can do. So I'm just going to fill this, and we're going to attempt to close it up. I don't really know how much filling I need to put on there. We're going to go with that. And then I'm going to fold this up and fold this side up. This part is going to go on the bottom, like we're going to flip it over. And hopefully this is going to work. In theory, it works, but in all actuality, does it? Don't know.
Look at there. Doing pretty good.
Am I?
I mean, that's good enough.
Let's. We're going to brush this with some butter.
Yeah. That's not looking too bad.
Oh, my.
I could pop that like an aspirin tablet.
All right, let's do it. The next one. See how this one goes. Okay, since we were working with teeny tiny ones, and look at that one. Look at this second one.
Oh.
It had a bad day. All right, Stephen put 2 rolls together, and I think that's going to be the magic trick, quite honestly.
We'll see.
It gives us more dough space to work with. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, that's the trick. That is so much better. Those other ones were ridiculous. They were just so small, you know?
Yeah. Looking good.
That's what we needed.
Let's do some other ones.
Okay. Well, this is a learning process, y'all. We don't know what we're doing. We did not do this beforehand.
Yeah.
So this is genuinely our first time trying these things. Mm-hmm. Some of them are prettier than others, but we're not going to give any of them a complex about what they look like, okay?
One of these kids is not like the other.
All right, I melted about 3 tablespoons of butter. And I'm just going to brush it over the tops. I do have my oven preheating to 350, just a heads up. Maybe one of these days I'll be a baker. You think so?
Listen, you need to give yourself a little bit more credit.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't do this that often. You don't mess with dough that much.
I can't stand dough. I'm going to be real honest.
And you know what?
You're covered in flour.
In spite of that,
yeah.
you decided to do this anyway.
Well, I kind of didn't have a choice because...
I mean, you could have gone the easy route and chose something else that came from Nebraska, but you decided to do the real deal Holyfield.
I had to do the most popular thing, and that's or the thing that they're most known for, and that's this. So, okay, I've also got some of this smoked flake sea salt. We're going to add that to the top because why not? Should we do some garlic powder on top too?
I mean, you can if you want to. Put a sesame seed on there for all I care.
A sesame seed, just one.
Just one.
A little bit of garlic.
Yeah, just
not a lot. Okay, so we're waiting on the oven to preheat. Once it gets to 350, we're gonna put these in there for 15 to 20 minutes. We're just gonna keep an eye on them and see when they're done.
Yeah.
We don't know. And we've got a lot of filling left over, so those other 12 rolls, I'll have to do that tomorrow because I don't want this filling to go to waste. Going back to our earlier question, if you guessed Kool-Aid, then you're right. Kool-Aid was invented in 1927 in Hastings, Nebraska by Edwin Perkins. And it is the official state soft drink. Who knew that states had an official soft drink? But I guess that state in particular claimed that one since it was developed there, but everybody loves Kool-Aid. They ain't as pretty as they are online, but you know what, y'all? This is my version of Runzas.
Look, they browned up a little bit.
They did.
I like that.
Let's don't look at this one.
That's all right. Hey, look, he's got character.
He does. He's going to get eaten.
That's right.
Sir, you've got a whole plate of Runzas.
That'll warm your fingers up right there.
Yeah.
Oh, keep your fingers warm.
This is an interesting dish.
They smell good. Got that garlicky smell to them.
Buttery.
Buttery, garlicky. That's good. Why are you laughing? Good flavor. That meat filling in there is really good.
Good.
Good job on seasoning that.
Yeah.
Really good. But the bread is got a little crunch to it because it's kind of got the.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of crispy on the bottom
Yeah, it got
there.
a little golden brown on the bottom.
A nice buttery garlic flavor, that salt in there as well on top. That's good.
Well, I'm very happy. Is it like a Hot Pocket, but like a better version of a Hot Pocket?
Much better.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I guess, I don't know what you'd eat this with, maybe French fries or something. I don't know.
I have no idea. They're going to have to tell
what
us.
people eat this stuff with.
What do y'all eat Runzas with?
Or if you dip it in something, or you put sauce on it or something. I don't know.
Now, he was asking me earlier if we're supposed to put cheese in it. I said there are cheese Runzas, but we're going to go with traditional today. But y'all have to tell me, what version do you make? What do you do with it? What do you serve with it? We want to know.
That warmed you up.
Good. All right, let me try some.
That's hot, but it's good.
So he cut one open for picture purposes, all of that. And it's been cooling a little bit, so I'm gonna eat this one instead so I don't burn my mouth.
Yeah.
It still feels pretty hot, but we'll see.
It's a little warm.
The onion, the cabbage.
Yeah.
Nice. It's seasoned perfectly.
Yeah, I love the seasonings on it.
It's like a little hamburger, kind of.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda,
But
some kind
you have to tell me, like, do you make it with sauerkraut? Because we love sauerkraut in this house. So that would definitely add a different flavor.
Yeah.
Sauerkraut is cabbage, but
Right.
it's just a different form of cabbage. So
Right.
I can see really liking that.
Yeah.
But this is delicious.
That's great. You put a little bit of vinegar in there when you cook the cabbage and the meat.
Make a mess.
Make a mess. Get a hold of it.
If you are from the great state of Nebraska, we want to see your pictures. Be sure to send them to me. You can just email them to me at mystate@mandyinthemaking.com. Also, we have pictures from Texas. A lot of y'all sent pictures in from Texas, so let's take a look at those from last week. It is that time. So at the end of each episode, we're choosing our next state by random draw. This is Stephen's grandmother's cookie jar. We're just gonna shake these up and draw. I think this week will be Northeast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Louisiana.
Oh, he's very specific, not even just the South.
No, we're going to Louisiana. I can feel it coming.
All right, I picked one. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I picked two.
Oh, well.
Okay.
That was Louisiana, the one you pulled out.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Let's see.
I was way off. We're going to
Vermont. I was right. Northeast, baby.
Good job.
Ooh, Vermont. Okay, when I think of Vermont, I think of maple syrup.
Okay.
Am I incorrect in that? I mean, obviously, I'm not making maple syrup.
Right.
But that's what I think of.
Okay.
But I wonder what their most popular dish is. So if you are watching from Vermont, what is your state known for? Leave us a hint in the comments or tell us in the comments maybe what I should be making next time. We've got to color in Nebraska on the map, so let's do that.
What color does what color does Nebraska get?
I'm saying yellow for corn.
Okay.
Since they're the corn huskers.
I think you're right.
Is this just yellow? What is this? This is golden yellow, which is perfect.
That's
golden
right.
corn. Hello. Let's color it in.
All right.
All right, there's Nebraska. Next week, we are headed all the way over to, where is Vermont? There it is. Whoa,
there we go.
It's really far up there.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
All right.